The wait just keeps getting longer for Ukrainian refugees at the San Ysidro border crossing.
The man accused of shooting and killing a valet in the gas lamp district and wounding 4 others faced a judge today. More on his preliminary hearing.
And has access to free COVID testing and treatment ended if you're uninsured? We verify.
The bald eagle population is expanding, and now they're nesting in San Diego.
And we'll tell you why Fallbrook residents have 102 reasons to celebrate bank robbers.
Plus, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is here to answer your questions. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
Hundreds of refugees from Ukraine are now waiting on the Mexico side of the San Ysidro border crossing for their chance to cross into the United States. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Volunteers have started an unofficial waiting list. CBS 8's David Gofferton spent the day at the border and shows us how they're helping those trying to make the crossing.
This is the growing waiting list for several hundred Ukrainian refugees who continue to camp out at the border. Volunteers created the list. They call out numbers when it's time to cross.
I know the language. I can translate. I can help them out.
David Miramontes was born in Ukraine, but he lives in Modesto. He's helping out by moving families closer to the border as their numbers come up.
When the number gets close, they're told to get in special places. And so we move them from one place to another, closer to the border. This is the final place here. We have about 30 people here. They're next to cross into the United States.
Other volunteers are working on the supply chain of food and other essentials.
I don't know if you call me a volunteer. I just run to the store, get whatever they need, and bring it here.
There is like first aid, there's a clothes station.
Sandy Simpson volunteers with Youth with a Mission in San Diego and Baja. Her job, organizing activities for children who have been camping out for days with their family members.
We went last night, we bought bubbles and rocks for painting, and we're doing chalk, and there's going to be another volunteer that's bringing a projector for a movie night tonight for the kids to bring some sort of normalcy.
Now, these Ukrainian refugees don't necessarily have to claim asylum when they cross the border. They're being allowed in under a temporary humanitarian parole as refugees of war. I'm told the wait at the San Ysidro pedestrian crossing now for those refugees is about 2 days.
David, we follow a few of their stories. What happens to most of them after they cross the border?
As long as they are not unaccompanied minors, and as long as they can prove they are Ukrainian, they'll be allowed to come right through pending verification of their documents. They get picked up and taken to a temporary shelter run by either Jewish Family Service of San Diego or Catholic Charities of San Diego. From there, if they check out, they get a COVID test, and then they transport them to either the airport or they drive them to the sponsor family where they will be living.
Well, at least there seems to be some sort of protocol now, and for many weeks there seemed to be none. So at least they're getting the process through a little more quickly. Thanks so much for that update, David. The San Diego City Council is set to vote on expanded renter protections. The new eviction moratorium would benefit all renters in the city, not just those behind on rent from COVID hardship. Landlords would not be allowed to kick out tenants for reasons that are not their fault. If passed by a supermajority, the measure would take effect right away. We're starting to see some relief at the gas station. The average price for a gallon of regular unleaded here in San Diego County is now $5.92. That's down 7 cents from a week ago when we were paying $5.99. This is all according to Gas Buddy. The average price nationwide has dropped more than 8.5 cents over the past week. This follows an announcement by President Biden last week that he'll be releasing more of the nation's oil reserves.
A man accused of killing a valet outside the Pendry Hotel and then wounding 4 others faced a judge today. Prosecutors say Travis Sareshte shot people randomly back in April of 2021. CBS 8's Shannon Handy was at today's hearing where some of the victims and witnesses took the stand. She has more on their testimony and the surveillance video that was shown in court.
Travis Sareshte is charged with 1 count of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder. During today's preliminary hearing, the prosecution showed video of the shooting in its aftermath.
That is our victim, Justice Bolton.
28-year-old Justice Bolden was working as a valet outside the Pendry Hotel last April when investigators say 32-year-old Travis Sereste shot him for no reason.
He fired either 2 or 3 shots initially, and then after he hit the ground, and that's when he turned around and shot him again.
Chris Luciano was out walking his dog when he saw it happen. During Monday's preliminary hearing, he recalled how Sereste acted before walking away up 5th Avenue, where he allegedly continued shooting others along the way.
How was he moving after the shooting?
Like nothing even happened. Very cold.
Did he say anything?
Nothing.
In addition to Bolden, 4 others were shot that night. They all survived. Vincent Gazzani was among those victims. He was in town with friends visiting from New York and claims Sereste yelled at his group to get out of his way, then asked if they were laughing at him.
He said, "Are you guys laughing at me?" And that's when the event happened. I was shot once through the tricep, out the forearm, and then once through the back and out my chest. Lost my spleen. My lung collapsed, part of my stomach they had to remove.
The prosecution showed surveillance videos gathered from various downtown businesses saying it detailed the sequence of events. In one clip, you can see someone firing a gun outside the Pendry. Later, you see the same person walking on 5th Avenue where another shooting took place. Customers inside a dessert place and nearby restaurant can be seen running for safety. Later on, law enforcement's helicopter captured the accused shooter running away before being tackled by 2 men on the street. Police officers on bicycles arrived shortly after and arrested Sereste. If convicted, he faces 126 years to life in prison. And this preliminary hearing is expected to last another day through tomorrow. We will keep you updated on the latest developments.
Thank you, Shannon. We now know the name of a man who was shot and killed by police in San Carlos last week. San Diego police responded to a call from a home on Bonneview Drive last Wednesday. They say 60-year-old Andrew Farnham had threatened to shoot family members. Police say an officer opened fire when Farnham pointed what they thought was a gun at them. It turned out to be a BB gun. Farnham died the next day. The officer who shot him is a 14-year member of the department assigned to the service dog unit.
Sacramento police have announced an arrest in connection with a mass shooting that killed 6 people and wounded a dozen others early yesterday.
Multiple shooters fired more than 100 rounds early Sunday morning with a crowd of people running for their lives. It happened near the Capitol after closing time at bars and clubs. Authorities say 26-year-old DeAndre Martin was booked today as a related suspect on assault and firearms charges, but not on homicide counts. Police say a handgun was found during searches of 3 homes in the area.